Have you ever poured your soul into a game, building empires from ashes, only to wonder if you could rule a world for real? Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra Episode 1, New Game, seizes that fleeting dream and thrusts you into a dark forest where ambition whispers louder than fear. Imagine waking on a throne of twisted roots, the air heavy with the scent of damp earth as a haunting voice calls you, Lord. I'm chilled by the weight of that moment, like Neo waking in the Matrix or Caesar crossing the Rubicon, a pulse of destiny thrumming in my veins. Can you feel the shiver of power, the dread of a world bending to your will? This episode, a tactical isekai unlike any other, dares you to conquer or crumble. Will you press start on this dark journey, or let the shadows of doubt hold you back? Premiering on July 6, 2025, on Tokyo MX and Crunchyroll, Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra, adapted from Feihu Kazuno's light novel, unfolds on Idaragia, a continent mirroring the 4X strategy game Eternal Nations, where empires rise through exploration, expansion, exploitation, and extermination. Takuto Ira, Toshiki Kumagai, a frail teenager who died young, awakens as Mynoghra's god, his voice trembling with awe and uncertainty, a raw echo of his mortal fragility. At his side is Sludge Wichitu, Tamori Kusunoki, a demonic hero unit whose fierce loyalty and playful charm, voiced with Kusunoki's warm intensity, mask a lethal edge. Jun's character designs render Takuto's scrawny frame and Atu's elfin grace with striking contrast, their bond a flickering light in Mynoghra's grimy dark fantasy world. A group of desperate dark elves, led by the wary Gia Akira Seikine, hint at a broader, hostile world. Have you ever met someone whose devotion felt like a lifeline, yet carried a shadow of danger? Like Frodo and Gollum or Tony Stark and Jarvis, Takuto and Atu are bound by fate, pulling you into their quest to rebuild an evil empire. Can you resist the call to stand beside them? What does it mean to wield power when your heart still bears the scars of weakness? Takuto's journey in New Game is a quiet confrontation with this paradox, a question we've all faced. Can you shape a world without losing yourself? When Atu kneels, her soft, Lord Takuto, won't you start over with me, carries a weight that pierces like Simba's return to Pride Rock, urging him to embrace a role he barely understands. Takuto's hesitation, his whispered, I just want to survive, mirrors our own fears of failure, while Atu's fierce resolve challenges him to dream bigger. I'm moved by their dynamic, a dance of trust and ambition that feels like humanity's eternal struggle to rise above its flaws. Have you ever been offered a chance to rewrite your story, only to fear the cost? This episode probes power, loyalty, and morality, asking if an evil empire can hold a spark of good. Mayho Films' animation crafts a world both lush and foreboding. Idaragia's forest, with its tangled roots and dim, green light, feels like a grim fairy tale, alive with menace. The camera lingers on Takuto's wide-eyed as he surveys his throne, a low angle that amplifies his fragile divinity, while Atu's fluid movements, her cloak rippling like ink, evoke a quiet lethality. Jun's designs shine in close-ups, Atu's sharp eyes glint with devotion, Takuto's pale face betrays his doubt, but critics on X note stiff crowd animations and muted colors that dull the world's vibrancy. I'm enchanted by a twilight scene where fireflies dance around Atu, their glow a fleeting promise of hope, yet I notice the limited fluidity in Gia's movements, a flaw that tempers immersion. Have you ever seen a world so haunting it felt like a dream you couldn't escape? The visuals, though imperfect, draw you into Mynoghra's gritty heart. Many dismiss isekai as a stale genre, claiming Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra's game-like mechanics and evil protagonist are recycled tropes for niche fans. Critics argue Mayho Films' animation lacks polish, with flat backgrounds and stiff action that fail to match the novel's depth. Some say Takuto's passivity makes him a weak lead, dragging the narrative into predictability. Yet, predictability is ambition's shadow, Takuto's quiet strength fuels a nuanced tale, and the animation's simplicity grounds its dark fantasy soul. Mynoghra's 4X inspired world isn't recycled, it's a bold twist on isekai, weaving strategy and morality into a fresh tapestry. I'm against calling it niche, it's a universal story of survival, like Dune's rise from desolation, proving isekai can still conquer new ground. Riko Sasaki's opening majestic catastrophe pulses with ominous strings, like Civilization's epic themes, igniting the thrill of conquest, while Takuma Tereshima's ending More Than W wraps the episode in a melancholic embrace, its soft vocals evoking a warrior's quiet resolve. Sound effects, the rustle of leaves, the clink of Atu's staff are crisp, grounding you in Idaragia's eerie calm. I'm gripped by a moment when the music swells as Takuto accepts his role, a triumphant horn that feels like your own victory cry. Have you ever heard a melody that made you want to rewrite the stars? The soundtrack, lauded for its tactical energy, weaves every scene into a tapestry of dread and hope, pulling you deeper into Mynoghra's world. Picture a moment where the forest stills, the air thick with whispers, and a single choice could reshape a world. Without unveiling the spark, imagine Takuto facing a decision under a crimson moon, his heart pounding as Atu's gaze holds him steady. The camera pans across his trembling hands, the music a taut crescendo like Game of Thrones Battle of the Bastards before the charge. It's a scene that shifts the earth beneath, asking, can you wield power without becoming its slave? I'm riveted by its tension, its promise of a dark path unfolding. Can you feel the weight of a choice that could crown or crush you? Takuto, Atu, and Gia are a symphony of contrasts, each note vital to the melody of New Game. Takuto, with Kumagai's vulnerable delivery, is a reluctant god, his quiet doubts a portrait of humanity you want to shield, like Luke Skywalker before his destiny. Atu, voiced with Kusunoki's fierce warmth, is a blade wrapped in silk, her devotion a masterpiece you long to unravel, akin to Saber's loyalty in Fate/Stay Night. Gia's wary resolve, Seekind's voice sharp with desperation, is a spark of defiance, a dark elf's pride you admire but can't touch, like Legolas' grace in The Lord of the Rings. Together, they orbit the theme of conquest, their interplay a delicate dance of trust and ambition, crafting a story you ache to claim. Have you ever met characters who felt like reflections of your own dreams and fears? Remember those nights lost in civilization, plotting one more turn, dreaming of empires that could defy history? The days when Final Fantasy Tactics or Overlord made you crave worlds where strategy was king, where every choice shaped a legend. Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra resurrects that thrill, not as a mere echo but a dark, tactical blaze, roaring into 2025 with the soul of 4X games and Ice-Sky's golden age. Takuto's rise is a love letter to every empire you built, every victory you claimed in the glow of a screen. Can you feel that spark again? That rush of commanding a world? This isn't just an Ice-Sky, it's the pulse of conquest, reborn for those who never stop dreaming of domination. When the forest falls silent and the throne looms larger, what does it mean to rule a world that fears you? Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra Episode 1 doesn't just invite you to watch, it dares you to question the cost of power, to step into a realm where every choice could crown or condemn. Like a game you can't quit, this episode lingers, urging you to ask, what would you sacrifice to build an empire from ruin? Press play now and let Takuto's story challenge the boundaries of your own ambition. Are you ready to conquer the darkness within?